yeah, I decided to stop there. And so I'm gonna list all the things that I've learned to hopefully help you in any way, shape, or form. And first, a disclaimer, I didn't start at zero. I already have a good grasp of anatomy when I start because I've been working on my webcomic project, so I had experience already and little knowledge of color, value, and lighting. First thing, I'm gonna categorize the quote-unquote lessons. The mental category, which is crucial, the mindset learning, etc., and the technical category, which is the skill of painting itself. So I'm gonna explore the mental first because every action starts in the mind. First thing that I learned is doing research before starting any skill is crucial. So before you actually start dabbing with colors and value, first gather tons of tutorials. Watch a lot of those, like a lot. Cynic's channel had tons of painting tutorials. Ross Joss, Marco Bucci, Sakura, Australoni, and a lot more. And I forgot some artists, but the point is do tons of research and absorb knowledge as much as you can before starting, and I did just that. Second thing is set a goal. What do you want to paint? I know our taste and style changes over time, but as of now, what do you want to reach? Personally, I want to paint cinematically like Willop and Guis. It's gonna be so hard. Like they're like the gods of digital paintings. And it's so beautiful to me. And I know I need tons of perseverance and willpower to reach that goal. Third, understand that progress is slow and be patient. Patience now is not a virtue. It is now a crucial skill. And while it depends on each person, really, some people improve quickly, some people go slow, but no one paints one painting for the first time and then it's immediately a masterpiece. All the great artists had tons of ugly paintings hidden in a folder somewhere that they don't want you to see. Or if you followed an artist long enough, you'll see their ugly paintings at the bottom of their profile. So in other words, ugly paintings are inevitable. Fourth thing that I've learned is do not depend on motivation or inspiration alone, but discipline. There are days when you don't want to draw or paint. It's normal. But even if you don't feel like painting, just draw something. 99.99% of the time, motivation will follow. And if it doesn't, you probably need a snack, water, just eat and rest because maybe you're really tired, like for real. But for me, when I don't feel inspired or motivated, I just start drawing whatever. The motivation follows immediately. I don't know if we're the same, maybe it's true for me and not for you. I'm just merely sharing my experiences. Just try it. No harm's gonna come in trying. Fifth, progress is not linear. It's ups and downs and ups and downs. 6. Fuck social media. Don't internalize social media. I've been posting and all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm weak in social media. I don't like it one bit. I just want to draw, but it is necessary. And so most of the times on social media, I feel like I'm dragging my ass. And at first, I got caught up in the number, the likes, the follows and everything, and it affected me emotionally. I'm not famous or anything. I barely have any followers. I'm one of those artists that's the literal bottom. People barely interact with my posts. I still can't quite figure it out whether it's me or it's the algorithm, but I shifted my focus and my skill because no ain't goddamn way I'm gonna feel bad because of mere numbers. And before, I was posting everyday time-lapse drawing of panels in my comic, and now I stopped because I want to focus on long-form content like this. So basically, do not focus on the likes and everything. I know how crucial it is for artists aiming to be independent to have followers, but then feeling bad about the numbers won't help. I know it's easier said than done, but in the end, it's gonna boil down to quote unquote, what we can control and what we cannot control. We cannot control other people's reaction. We can affect them in some way, but we cannot control it completely. So the best thing to do is to focus on mastering our craft. If people likes it, then it's good. If people don't, then it's good. We'll also remember the algorithm is weird and most of the times random. Well, as much as I know, there's an aspect of luck where everything just aligns perfectly for someone. It's weird, but it's real. 7. Reference and study. I am guilty of not doing this as much as I'd like to because sometimes I can't find reference to connect to. So I just paint whatever. But as much as possible, I keep on thinking of gathering tons of reference before starting a painting and also studying the reference. Before, I keep on thinking the fundamentals in terms of hierarchy, like anatomy is at the top, perspective at the second rung, but I realized that there's no hierarchy, it's equal. Color, composition, lighting, perspective, they're all equally important. Nothing is more important than the other. So it is really crucial to study all of them with that in mind. So, technical things that I've learned. First, pick and experiment with brushes that you will use in each different type of edges. So there are 4 types of edges. Number 1 is hard. I mainly used a basic pen brush in hard edges, of course. And number 2 is firm. Firm edge is really tricky and it took me a lot of time to experiment with brushes until I was satisfied with the results it gives me. And third edge is soft. I use the airbrush for this. And the last edge is lost. I use the airbrush for this also. It's just a matter of pressure control and it takes a bit of time to master. Second thing is area of value is relative to the form. I think as you paint long enough, this will be ingrained in you instinctively, but it's good for a beginner artist to know this intellectually. And then in that way, they'll progress faster. So what I mean by that? So here's a demonstration. Here's a picture from Pinterest. A man with a very angular face. I'm gonna trace the shape of the value relative to the form. So here, and so this area here is half tone. And because it is edgy, the halftone only occupies this much space. Third thing, it depends on the type of painting you want to paint, but in general, shadows are saturated, halftone are saturated, not as saturated as shadow, of course, but in comparison to light, it is saturated. So fourth thing, I think the most important thing is composition. Again, I am not a master. I only know of 2 composition rules, and that is golden ratio and the rule of thirds. There are lots of compositions, guys, but these are the classic and the common one. So rule of thirds basically putting the subject at the third line. Golden ratio putting the subject again in a point. So aside from the classic composition, here's some personal aesthetic that I find appealing in terms of composition. Having a blurry foreground adds to the depth. It makes the viewer focus on the subject. I also like the sense of movement, whether it be a wind blowing the character's hair or an object flying in the background or foreground. It gives a sense of aliveness in the painting. And so I try to incorporate all those things as much as I can, like in these paintings. Lighting is also important, and I noticed that contrast is really appealing because creating contrast in your subject makes it stand out from the rest. For example, in this painting, I tried to create that contrast in his face so the viewer's eye will immediately fall into it. So the focus in this painting is his face. Here's another example. It's an overhead lighting, but I tried to create a great value contrast to create an emphasis and sense of intensity. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. Color is also crucial. I use multiply blending mode a lot to give the painting ambience of whatever color I like. And mostly, I experiment a lot first before settling down in a color because it is what gives the painting its overall mood. Like in this painting, I kind of wanted the painting to be desaturated because I wanted it to feel like kind of sad and dramatic in a way. I think I used a bluish gray color. By the way, this painting, I painted this in day 31, which I decided to exclude because 30 days, 30 paintings is appealing. So that's basically all the things that I can remember. Maybe I did learn some things that I forgot to list in here. So my bad for that. And yeah, that's stuff for me. Hope this video is coherent enough and hope you learned something from this. When I first painted the day one, I didn't thought I'd create a video like this. But as I progressed, I thought that maybe I can create a video out of this. And well, here I am. Anyway, if you're interested in my other project, I am creating a webtoon or webcomic. It's out now on Webtoon Tapas and Webcomic. The title is Land of the Gods by Hybrid, that's me. The genre is fantasy action with a hint of romance. It's basically about the young nobles of a great empire as the empire slowly disintegrates into chaos, and as the heirs of great kingdoms, will they be able to hold the empire together or will they contribute to its collapse? The ruling people there can control the elements like air, water, fire, earth, and the ruling clan is the Fire Clan. If you're interested, the link is in the description box and the comment section, along with all my socials. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss an update. And tell me your thoughts down below if you learned anything in this video or I don't know. And yeah, that is all. Thanks for sticking by this far. You're a gem if you stuck by me this far. Yeah, have a good day. Bye.